And what's going on, everybody? It is Earth and Sky Interactive back at you once again. Of course, you know, doing what we do. Tonight definitely a little different than most nights. We may sprinkle some current events up in there because basically that's what we do. But we definitely gonna be talking about something pretty intense. You see what I'm saying? Pretty intense. So, we will definitely get into, indeed, we will definitely get into what's called a birth or soul contracts. That is the topic of tonight's
The topic
segment. This
we
interactive is going to be
different,
spiritually lit.
spiritually lit, spiritually litty.
Yeah,
Hey, look, let me tell you what I just did to set the mood on my end, man.
I
I
heard.
just You heard?
Yeah,
Can you hear it?
I heard it. I heard it when you first put it on.
Oh, look, it is like my body is like, now we can talk. You know?
Well, there's some again harmony,
Right.
frequency, kind of same thing we were talking about last night, but more
Facts.
so on a positive level. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's going on, Charlie?
Charlie, my man.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So more so on a positive level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Last night we got a little, we got downright dark with it, but we were on a topic that was definitely ritualistic in a dark sense. So at that
Yeah.
point, we are now literally traversing to the opposite side of that coin to talk about your soul or birth contract.
Ooh, let me hop in. Let me hop in real quick with the definition for those who don't know
Oh
what a
yes,
soul
hit him, Earth,
contract
hit him,
is.
hit him.
So I just did a little bit of Google research, very simple. You know how we do it, Earth and Sky Interactive. Don't forget, we're still interactive. Just because we don't go interactive every show, sometimes we don't have to, but if it happens, it happens. So, soul contract definition in Google, let's see here. So, go ahead and say what it says here. Uh, Soul contracts are based on the notion that before incarnating into a new body, our souls correspond or other souls during these prenatal meetings. Human souls negotiate agreements to collaborate and develop further on Earth. I like that definition, but I got a different definition the last time, so I also wanted to give him this one right here.
Okay.
Um, so with this one, it says, no, that's not the one.
Well, you're going to find
Uh,
quite a few, and they're all
yeah.
going to vary. Uh, Pretty much saying the same thing. Verbiage might change depending on who wrote it.
So here's one that says, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. This is what we know. In this life you are experiencing now is just one small chapter in your soul's journey. You've incarnated here many times before, and the driving force behind your all experiences are soul contracts. It isn't just the physical world that has laws. You might assume that there is no such thing as contracts or bureaucracy within the spirit world, that everything is all love and light. Ah, and it's true.
Oh,
The spirit world is nothing like as oppressive as the physical world we're occupying right now. But there still needs to be a certain amount of order to help guide us on our way. So the term soul contract may sound off putting, but it's simply an agreement made between two souls that have shared experiences with one another in the physical. There are no winners and no losers. The contracts, now I like what it says. There are no winners and no losers. See, that tells me, right, when you think about how souls incarnate here, right? You
mm-hmm.
think about like how we talk about the avatar. Like we may die physically, but that's because we know who we really are, playing ourselves from a remote location and the place where our consciousness is held at. So that's where we're playing this game from called life, right? And that game called life is being played through this fleshy matter that is made to work in this third dimensional realm. So I like when they say that there are no winners and no losers, because even though I'm gonna tell you, man, I had a crazy ass dream last night, bro, and it's crazy dream, right? Should I get into it now? Should I let us, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Just
no, no, no,
okay,
no, 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 no. You
okay.
look, we interactive, baby. We
Okay,
interactive.
so this dream, right, is one of my partners from my other group. My daughter and his daughter play. We've been knowing each other for 20 plus years, right? Not one of my besties, but we've been knowing each other. We've been real close, close enough to where we call on each other from time to time. And now it's kind of transcended. Our kids are close too now, which is cool. So but he in the dream I watched him go across the street into this house and start trying to back a car out. And not only did he back the car out, but the car was got caught on like the garage door. And as he continued to come out, he broke the whole house down in front, right? So the whole house kind of broke down, you know, kind of like one of those bad Allstate commercials. You know what I'm saying? And so what ends up happening is he's setting the stuff out. He like, I don't know, he starts setting some stuff out. And then the next thing you know, like people come upstairs and this one dude comes up with a shotgun, like, oh yeah, y'all the ones that did this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, here we go with this. So we're all sitting down and the dude comes with the shotgun. Then another dude comes out with a little stick knife, like that, one of those little knives that if he sticks you, piss you off. You know what I'm saying? But I still let him have it. Like, hey man, come on, man. We don't need to do all this. Where are we going with all this? And then after a while, some dude just comes up and says, man, I'm tired of this, man. Forget these mug. And starts slicing. And then the next thing you know, I wake up. Here's what I realized. I was killed in that dream.
Mm.
My presence as the observer, like I don't know what happened, but normally now I have the wherewithal in some dreams to where I can wake myself up. Like, hey, it's about to get too real right now. I don't want to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Let me get up out of here, and I'll wake myself up. Purposely. Now, a lot of people can't do that. They have to go through the experience. Sometimes I go through the experience, but I'm a dream warrior. So I know how to maneuver in dreams. Sometimes I fly when I'm needed to fly, and, I can instant transmission, different things that I can do. But with this one, I knew that I was like trying to hold one dude, and the next thing you know, this other dude comes up swinging a knife, and what I'm saying. Then the second I woke up, I knew what it was. I said, damn, I died. Now, the reason why I bring that up, right, is because even though my soul was physically still in my body, or was in my body, in the sleep realm, but I was able to travel somewhere else and inhabit another body to where I knew that was my partner because I knew his energy. He didn't look the same, and they very rarely do, but the energy makes them look the same. Like the energy, like you look at yourself and like, oh, I'm Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my energy, it's my soul, my spirit that is inhabiting that body in the dream world. So when it was no longer the body was dead, it was like, and now it gave me an idea of what death is. Like, and death on a real sincere level is just like that. Like we will snap out of this physical body and wake up in another body. This is just like for this realm, this is the home body. So this is the one we continue to come back to. But after we snap out of that one, we'll snap into another one. Even if I snapped out of this one, I would snap into another one. And then I'd keep on pushing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because the time that I'm experiencing right now is relative to what it feels like to have a 30-minute dream that's really like 2 or 3 hours long, and I didn't realize it. You see what I'm saying? So it's all one. It all meshes.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
So
it's okay. So when you sleep, your subconscious then kicks in, right? So now all of a sudden you're able to traverse timelines.
right,
So here's the thing, we're all connected at source. Sometimes we'll have dreams, we're in them, but we're experiencing somebody else's flow because basically it's all energy. So that's why sometimes you're like, that really didn't make sense to me. Like I was
Right.
there, I seen it, it didn't make sense. But again, like you said, you were there as the observer for this one. So at that point, that's why dreams are so vivid. Why you wake up and you swear it was real. You swear you
Right.
felt it, you smelt it, you ate, you had sex, you did everything that you would normally do in the physical realm as we know it. But in all actuality, you're traversing, which is why when you wake up in the middle of the night from a dream and you go back to sleep, very rarely will you go back to the same dream.
Wait. Very rarely, but there is a way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
Oh yeah.
one of the tricks that I learned in order to do that is you have to remember which direction your head was laying when
Mm.
you were sleeping. So if you were laying to the left, that means your dream was being activated, if I'm correct, by the opposite side. It could be the right side or the side that you're laying on or the opposite side. It's one of the two, but your dream is being activated and moderated by the opposite side. So when you turn, in order to go back in that dream, you know what I'm saying? But there's a time lapse. So you can't go right back into the place where you were at before. You know what I'm saying? And, but if you are laying on that side, you'll go back into the dream, but there will be a little bit of time lapse. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like, it may be the same dream, but it'll be switched up because you've missed the moment. That's the beautiful part
Well,
about it. It's
again,
crazy, but it's
you literally could be in a similar timeline, hence the lapse in time.
right.
So
Oh, you are
everything,
you're
you
in
know,
it, right. It's the same
everything looks
dream.
the same,
Right.
but for sake of example, you were in timeline 5 having this dream, woke up, went back to sleep, and you may have skipped to timeline 7.
Right.
In timeline 7 is almost like a fast forward, or could even be a reverse of 5.
Right.
Because again, everything is going on simultaneously. Our eyes only pick up 1% of the light spectrum, 1%, and our brain is constantly processing. So our subconscious can see everything that's going on, but we can't handle that mentally. So we're reduced to 1%. So when we're looking, it's like, okay, hence why things like deja vu, you see what I'm saying? Like, I've been here before. I've done that before. I had this conversation before. Why? Because you have had that conversation before, because there's a whole bunch of yous and your energy running all over the place. It's just how it actually works. Do you see what
Right.
I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the contracts, pretty much when you are energy, pure energy, no physical form, you were like, so some people have missions. They accepted a mission to come here for specific reasons,
Right.
help the planet evolve, to do certain things. Some people literally are on a mission to just have experience, just to have experiences to evolve their soul. Like, okay, so in this lifetime, you're going to need to work on love. Why? Because in past lifetimes, basically, you weren't loved, you were neglected. And so you're now going to carry that mistrust, distrust, and neglect into this lifetime to heal those things. So that way, when you're done here and you now have completed that flow, hence why they call Earth the grand game. Because pretty much a lot of souls want to come here, and there are just as many that don't. And they don't because basically it's hard, it's not easy. Like, you come from a place of knowing and feeling connected to then come to a place of complete disconnect, dysfunction. Like literally, people will tell you, technically speaking, like this is kind of considered hell for some of them. What do you mean? Like I can't? I'm in a body.
But they chose it.
Yeah, but again, some people came on missions. Look, Earth, we know you're a specialist at this. This is something that needs to be done. We're offering you this mission. Earth says, all right, I'll give it a go. See, some know how hard it is and still take the challenge. And some say, oh, yeah, Earth, piece of cake. I'll take that. No worries. Not realizing what it all entails. Not realizing that a lot of people don't remember. Most don't. Only about 1% of the planet actually remembers from the giddy up why you're actually here, what you're actually here for. So in that contract, basically you contracted with everybody that you've dealt with. So everybody, all the energies that you've dealt with, especially on a regular level, you've contracted with them that we're gonna take this ride.
Right.
For however long it is, we're gonna take this ride. You picked your mom, you picked your dad, you picked where you were gonna be born. You picked all of that.
You picked
Now
your wife, you picked
it's
everything.
crazy.
Yeah.
Your subconscious is,
I mean,
yeah.
it's literally us directing our own movie. We're doing the casting. We're doing the makeup. We're doing everything. You know, we are literally like the producer, the director, the actor, the co-star, the
Oh,
people in the we're everything.
everything. And see, here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. We all chose the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
So, it took me a minute, and kind of like Charles was saying, it's all about like different perspectives. It took me a while. Like, why would I have myself hit by a car going 40 miles an hour from behind while walking?
Yeah.
Like, why would I plan that? Like, why would I put that in my blueprint? Why would I do that? Why would I have in my contract that I'm going to lose my first son? Do you see? Like, that's hard to really wrap your head around if you're not into a certain type of mode, or like Charles was saying, you see it from or Charlie was saying, how you see it from a certain perspective.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But
And
see,
it's like, okay, so what was it? What was it? Okay, so that was a learning flow. Now, when it comes to stuff like that, that gets deep. Why? Because basically, okay, this one, hope y'all sitting down for this one, because I'm about to literally, the wig about to fly back on this one. So tighten it up, put some extra glue, some extra clips, because it's about
Right.
to get interesting. Okay,
Right.
so a lot of times what'll happen with a baby being conceived, the soul hasn't even entered yet. The soul's still navigating, doing the contracts while the baby's in the buns in the oven, cooking. You see what I'm saying? So it's still navigating, doing the thing. Now, sometimes the soul chooses to wait to come in until actual right before birth. Hence why smack the baby on the bottom. Ah! Up, soul's
Right.
in the body. We got a soul in the body.
Right. Right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man, my favorite movie, and I actually got a picture from when I was at Disneyland, but Soul.
Yeah.
That movie, I
It,
love that movie,
but they,
dude.
but they told the truth though.
They told it.
Literally,
They
you're
told it.
at source, chilling, getting ready for your next trip. Now, of course, there are those that just like being in bodies. They don't evolution ding 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 ding. They don't care. They're soul evolving, don't care. They just
Right.
like they just like to play in the realm. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just is what it is. You see what I mean? Now, mind you, some people were put here to do or to have certain experiences. Hence, to answer Charlie's question about, you know, evil and twisted souls. No, that's just what they were put here to do. Genghis Khan was put here to conquer. He was put here to change the world. Now, when you say that, you're like, okay, no problem. But we all think in this, everything is going to be this love and light flow.
Yeah.
But in all actuality, he achieved his mission. Do you see what I mean? Now,
Right.
mind you, he chose to do it the way he did it. Again, this is free will. He could have changed the world in a different way,
Right.
but chose to go about it the way he went about it. Do you see what I mean? Hence, one in every 100 people can date back, or one in every 1,000 dates back to the Genghis Khan lineage, because they literally took over little bitty Mongolia, took over all of China, all of Russia, damn near got to Europe, and basically was like, I just don't even want to do this no more. Like, do you see what I'm saying? So the Khan dynasty became a dynasty because basically he hack slashed his way across. Now, mind you, some of his military tactics are still used to this day
Yeah.
because again, he was put here to do just that. He just decided basically to take, again, kind of like the force. There's only one force.
Right.
But here in this realm, you've got duality, as above, so below. He decided to go a darker route.
Well, see, think about like we used to play Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Mhm.
And so when you take Dungeons and Dragons, you have to get your charisma, your wisdom, your dexterity, your strength, all these different characteristics, right? You have to give your player a name. You have to give him a classification. You have to give him weapons. You have to give him all these different things, and you get to select based off of what level you're on, right? And that's what I used to really love about Dungeons and Dragons, because every time I played and I had a new character, it's like I was starting a new life. And the DM, the dungeon master, would actually create these life scenarios that were life for that individual character I was creating, and what he could come up with on his mind, or whatever we were, whatever
If you play
kind of
out of a
platform we were
module.
playing on,
Yeah.
right? So the module. So what was so cool about that is, if you take that same perspective, you can run that into an RPG, a role playing game. You can run that into a first player game. You can run that into different games. But what it was based off of was the universal principle of how we're all created. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And so
yeah.
these twisted souls are meant to be twisted souls, so they can actually do what brings a balance. Because just like you got a Mother Teresa, you got a fucking Adolf Hitler. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
And then,
you have your alignments. You
yeah,
have your
so
you have your chaotic good. You
right,
have
right,
your chaotic neutral. You have your
right.
chaotic evil.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, but it's still chaotic. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's so it's no bad and it's no good. And it goes back to the primary, overlay for the underplay, like my one of my toughest realists always says, you know what I'm saying, is that, there is no good and there's no bad. It just is. You know what I'm saying? That's what my other realist says. It just, there's no good, there's no bad. It just is. And so, with that being said, everything that's happening is happening because we all came together for an agreement that our souls would get to play in these fleshy bodies and get to do things and interact. Now, that also takes into account that the perspective in which everybody's interacting on is like that Denzel movie, where you touch one person and the next person gets it, and the next person gets it. Every time they touch somebody, they're picking it up. We're all each other's observer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful part about this, man. You can't go wrong. You
Well,
can't go wrong. This is playland down here, but we're
here's the
taking it too
thing.
fucking serious.
Well, we were programmed that everything is actually real, that this isn't a game, that this isn't a
Right.
hologram. Although when you listen to certain songs, check especially children's nursery rhymes, they're trying to tell you, and they've always tried to tell you, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Why? Because just like you said in your dream, and it's true, and then the movie source code proves it again. Basically, for those of
Source
you
code,
who,
great movie. Check it out.
oh, yes, definitely check that movie out. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'll give you a quick synopsis. There is a train that basically is blown up with somebody on it, and they sent an individual pretty much back in time to stop the explosion. But what they didn't count on was what happened afterwards. And then they realized, well, actually, they didn't, but the doctor realized that there is such a thing as an afterlife. Basically, it's just another dimension because homie kept trooping and he proved it. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's no different. Again, you aren't here anymore to wake up to be somewhere else. I mean, I saw a clip on a social media platform, and the young lady was like, "Okay, so what's there to say that the Earth hasn't ended 1,000 times already?" You wouldn't know because basically you went to sleep or you died and you came back and nothing changed. It's almost like if they felt like freezing the universe, you're catatonic. You're in suspended animation. You don't know what's really going on.
Right.
But when it comes to like these birth contracts and these soul contracts, pretty much. Now, here's the interesting thing. Some people can rewrite their soul contracts. You can have them literally rewritten. You can omit, have certain things omitted.
How do you
There
do
are
that?
those who came on missions that can't have that happen because if you change something in it, you mess up the mission
Right.
completely. So you can't. You see what I'm saying? Hence, why Earth and Sky? Why? Because we've done this. We've done this over eons in different star systems on Earth, different dimensions. We've done this. We chose to come here and do it again here in the now
Right.
moment. That's why people, when you meet certain people, you're like, I don't know this
See,
cat. I'm comfortable with him.
you
I'm
were
real
just in my
comfortable with this
head.
chick. I'm real. I like I really can like just let my guard down. Like I don't even know. Like a prime example, you just meet somebody out the blue, and 5 minutes into the conversation, they're now divulging damn near their life story to you, and you just met them. Why
Right.
is that? Because basically your souls know each other. You were meant to be in that situation at that time to interact,
Right.
part of your contract. You see what I'm saying? I've had people do it. And for me, I've done it for other people. I was in Denver working. I went to a bar to have a drink. This lady comes and literally, she looked like somebody literally just like I don't, it was bad. She was down. And pretty much she had lost her pet. Her pet was like her child.
Mm.
And she sat at the bar. March Madness is going on at the time. So, all right, so now I become a vessel. She sits next to me and we start talking, and she's divulging the whole life story. Mind you, she ain't had nothing to drink yet. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's saucy or feeling it. Not at all. Literally, when it was all said and done, before she left, she was like, you know what? You're an angel. You're a godsend. She was like, thank you so much. I, to this day, cannot recite what I told this woman because it wasn't me speaking. Do you see what I'm saying? I was being used as a vessel, again, in a contract to be in a certain location that I've never been back to since
Right.
to perform a service to be the vessel. We all have those things in our lives because those are things that were written into our soul
Right.
contracts. And like I said, it's hard to wrap your head around if you don't have the proper perspective because basically if you have a choice to feel like a victim or the victor. It's a choice. Do you see what I'm saying? Again, now you have to deal with why why spirits are like earth shit is tougher than I thought. Because now you got to deal with certain laws that are different than the cosmic laws.
Right.
Like you got to deal with physical laws, and you got to deal with spiritual laws, and you got to deal with wait. So this law of attraction thing. So damn it, I'm miserable, I'm mopey, I'm depressed, and now you're going to attract more stuff to make you more depressed. Now, mind you, was it in your soul contract to make yourself so depressed that basically you were down and out and stood on a ledge, and then all of a sudden, ping, the light bulb came on, and you were like, "Oh, oh, why am I? What the hell am I doing? Oh, damn, what the hell am I doing here?" And
It's
you turn
almost like somebody snapped and woke you up out that shit. Like, hey.
But it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of people will tell you, like if you've ever been to a hospice or know people or been around people who are about to pass on, basically they'll tell you what they're experiencing is something that is truly unexplainable a lot of times. They see their whole life. They see everything. They see the good, the bad, the ugly. They see what could have been, what should have been, what wasn't.
Right.
Just like that. Whole life, you 95 years old, your whole life passed before you in less than 10 minutes because in your mind's eye, you saw it all. In Earth time, which is just a measurement, it was 10 minutes, but you saw everything. And it was like, wow.
Hell, you not only seen it all, you had the discussion, you had the dissertation, you had the debriefing. It was all at the same time.
All of
It's
that.
all at the same time.
All of that. And what's crazy is, my thing is, why would you wait that long to go through that, to have that moment? Why wouldn't you want to have that moment earlier in life? So that way you can kind of get that out the way. So now you can actually be and actually be free.
But nobody told him, bro. Nobody told him. It's like
especially that generation.
Yeah, you look at it like this, right? You had some gurus, you had some mystics, you had some shaman, you had different individuals who spoke about it, right? But when you are in a society that, especially Western society, it's like, no, we are a staunch line on Christianity, dogma. We do not accept anything else. Dude, can you imagine how stifling it would be? All right. Picture this, right? Picture being back in the 50s. And they say, well, what church do you go to? Church. I'm going to no stinking church. Now that's like today, the equivalent is this. Have you been vaccinated?
Right? Like you start in World War V. Like
right.
Literally.
But see, that's back in the 50s. Now, what would you rather have? Would you rather have the word of God in your life, or would you rather have that Johnson and Johnson or that?
Well, I mean, you got to think. You got to think. That's why, and especially in the indigenous communities, there's a church every other corner, and then in between churches, there's bars, liquor stores, sex shops in between. Because basically,
that's the devil.
Look, we want you to, we don't want you to practice your true voodoo religion. No, that's bad. We're going to use that against you, and we're going to tell you that's bad and that's evil. So we want to make sure to put you in a place in which you're bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray, and run amok. And it's
And
just
you're
that simple.
and you got a victim consciousness, the victim mentality.
Oh, oh, oh.
So through the law of
You
attraction,
fear God.
right?
Why would you fear God?
I, let, let me tell you my answer for that, right?
When
Let
when
me let me
when
let me let,
when
go
you
ahead. Keep it down. I'm
consulted
gonna tell you my
with
answer. Go ahead
Source
though,
to come here, like,
bro. That's how bad they got us beat, bro. Listen. Here's why I say that, right? And this is the one thing I never let myself get away from. All right, I'm gonna read you something, and this is, I mean, I truly believe that this is the basis of what we're talking about. Yo, listen to this. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah. Peace. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of wicked. Now, this is not the regular version that I read, but this is the one that kind of says it all. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, and thou shalt inherit all nations. It's my favorite thing out the Bible, bro. It's my favorite thing out the Bible. It's the 82nd Psalms. I should know it by heart, but I don't care. With all this technology, I'll find it. Don't beat me over the head with anything else in the Bible. Talk about anything else like you worship your masters and all of that bullshit, bro. Ye are, have I not said that ye are gods?
well,
And but ye will die like men. Who are they talking about? Come on, man.
well. Look,
The
again,
fuck out of here.
they want to trap you in a meat suit. They
Trap
don't
you in the meat suit.
because basically once you really truly believe that you are a spirit having a human experience, there is no spoon, because the spoon is energy just like you.
Right.
And see, with everything going on in the universe right now, with everything going on with the sun, a lot of people are coming online, as they say. A lot of people aren't just quote unquote waking up. They're like, wait a minute, did I just move that cup? I
Yep.
thought about the cup, and the cup is now right next to me on the table. I didn't touch that cup. Now, of course, we're taught, oh, that's bad. I'm possessed and I need help. No, you are literally now free. See, we talked about free yesterday and being free and having freedom. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what makes Ye so different, is because he understands it. He gets it. He's like, look, we are here to learn how to create, manifest, and manipulate energy. And he does it better than anybody in the business, which is why they tried to break him, not
Tried.
physically,
They tried. They
spiritually.
tried physically and spiritually, but they just,
Well,
they
well,
were trying. See, that's how the mind altering
ooh,
experience works. Ooh,
ooh.
here I go. Here I go. Here I go again. Look, it all happens because they're trying to break you on every level. Go ahead.
Now, in his contract, in order to do what he did, do or to become who he became,
Hmm.
he had to have the accident. he had to have his mouth wired shut.
Throw the wire.
Because if not, who is he? Who is he now?
He's just another artist. He's just another artist.
So do you see what you put yourself through? I know I can speak for myself in an instance kind of similar. I'm not yay status, nowhere close, but I got hit by a car going 40 miles an hour. I was well on my way to being a professional athlete. You see what I'm saying? Well on my way. But that wasn't my path. That wasn't why I came here. I would have missed, my spiritual flow would have been done, 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 done for a hot one, because I'd have been an arrogant multi-millionaire. Because trust, I was a big boy, I ran like a little dude, and I talked a lot of shit. And I'd have had a lot of money.
But see, here's the thing. This is why some of the conversations I love having involve the multiverse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
I love the multiverse idea. I love the multiverse. It's, man, you're talking about, like, here's what I really seek to do, right? I seek to be able to not be like Jet Li in the One and kill off all of my counterparts in other dimensions.
Oh, you don't want to be like Highlander?
Nah. Well, see, Highlander was going against all the Highlanders. You know what I'm saying? But Jet Li in the One, he was killing off. He was going off the Highlander principle, but he was having to do that to kill himself. Him killing somebody else didn't make a hill of beans.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But see, my thing is, I want to be able to communicate and reach out with them and find that, like, to where I could picture myself being around a table with all of the different versions of me. Now that would be some hellified shit.
But here's what happens. In your dreams, you're not somebody else. You're still you. You're just a different you in a different timeline doing the flow. But in order for you to get it, everything around you has to look familiar to you, even though it's a completely different timeline.
Yeah.
So you do get to converse with self. I had a dream a long time ago. I watched myself rob myself. I watched myself rob my house. Then in another dream, I watched myself burn a house down. That's some shit that make you go,
Burning down the house?
Like, wait a minute. So you're trying to tell me, yes, so you burnt down a house that you were in, but how can I be in two places at one time?
Fight fire with fire, baby.
You see what you literally
I love the
can and do. Again, that's why meditation is so powerful. That's why turning within is so powerful. Why do you think they're doing everything in their power, especially now with Meta, to get you out of you? They want to literally take you out of you. They want to keep you locked in suit because they understand the minute you get deep into you. Do you realize that there are people who they are like, I want to astral travel so bad, so bad, so bad, and they can't, right? You know why they can't?
Why?
Because of the fact that look, if you think that the government doesn't have people who do what you do, who think how you think on the payroll, sorely mistaken. They track people. They know. They have. Look, one, Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet, was on the payroll for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For how many presidents? Known. Like 2-3 presidents?
Yeah. He's the most known. But they have people literally You want to find something? They have. You want to be a remote viewer? You can be a remote viewer. You can take the test online and be a remote viewer for the government. So again, if they have people doing stuff like that, best believe they've got a Professor X who just sits there with Cerebro and is like, oh, we got another one bouncing out. Oh, he's contacting the. Oh, we don't need. You can't be contacting them people. We need to track them. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? So some people aren't allowed to do it, so they stay off the radar until it's time. And then once it's time, then it'll happen. But until that time, instead of being hung up on the fact that it's not happening, they need to keep going, continue flowing, and have faith and know that it will happen. But it can't happen for a reason. Because if they knew, look, they've been tracking people for a long time. Okay. When I was a little kid, I was asked to be a part of a special government program where I would go and live in another country, a European country, not as an exchange student, but as part of a program that was a government program. My parents said no. Okay. The next time I get visited, I'm in high school, graduated at 17 years old. So when I was 16 years old, I got pulled out of class. Junior year, get pulled out of class. Hello, I'm so and so, I'm so and so from the Navy, and we would like to talk to you. Well, it's come to our attention that we've been looking at your records, and your hearing is exceptional, and we'd like you to seriously think about joining us. I have no brothers. I have no sisters living. I am an only child. Mother just passed away. I would have never been a regular soldier.
Okay.
You see what I mean? They know who gifted people are.
You're tracking
They
them.
want
Yeah.
you working with them.
Well, let's see. Edward W.E.B. Du Bois. W.B.
Yes.
Du Bois. He called them amongst the melanated indigenous people of the northern western hemisphere,
Turtle
uh,
Island.
Turtle Island. He called them the talented tenth, and so it would be the talented tenth that would make up. It would be the talented tenth that would make up all of the different functionalities that dealt with the indigenous people of Turtle Island. So when it came to groups and fraternities and fraternal orders and things like that, to not name any names, that's captains of industry that were of the melanated descent. They knew that these were the people we wanted because that's how we get the best of the best because we know they've got them. We know they have them. We know they've got the Satchel Pages and the Jackie Robinsons. We
Yes.
know that they have the Frederick Douglass, and they've got them. They've got them. They've got the big thinkers, the Booker T. Washingtons, the charismatic Marcus Garveys. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
And Elijah Pools. Who could lead millions of people. These are the talented tenth. That's who these people are. These people were put into play. These people were pieces that were moved on the board. to be used to further perpetuate something and create other things, to free thinkers and stagnate other thinkers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And just continue to play the game of manipulation. Are they evil? No. Were their deeds evil? Can be considered that, but that's not, that was this them serving their purpose, because you have to have
Exactly.
the antagonist to the protagonist.
Yep. I mean, you have to. You have to. Again, look, a person who truly believes can pass a lie detector test.
Yeah, of course.
Because basically, if in your mind, with every being of your fiber, you truly believe that what you've done is not wrong, and they ask you certain questions, you will answer them and you will not fail that test. Do you think killing people is bad? No. Do you think it is immoral? No. Do you think it's good? Yes. And the needle never moved.
Doesn't budge.
Do you see what I'm saying? So when you start to really look at it, we're all here to do what we're here to do. We're all here to play a role. But they've got us so inundated in fluff that
Fluff.
we just can't break free of it unless you make the choice. And they realize free will. So they constantly have to bombard you with fluff. So you can't grasp at your free will, because once you grab a hold of it, now they're like, before he puts the other hand up there, we got to hit him with a terabyte of fluff real quick. Hit him,
Yep.
hit him.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden, ooh, squirrel. Oh,
See, that's a victim of the fluff machine.
the fluffery.
Hey, you've been fluffered.
You've been fluffered. But that's real. That is
Yeah.
so real. And
Because
people, again, why this, again, the sayings, ignorance is bliss. This, and that. Well, hey, if I don't mind, then it don't matter. Okay. So you can act like it's not in your awareness if you want to, but when it makes itself evident and you have no choice but to deal with it, you're so ill prepared. Most people crash and burn. And most of those people never make it back. And I've been saying this for about a good 20 plus years. Sometimes the best thing you can have is a mental breakdown. You know why, people? I'm about to get quantum on you real quick. Okay?
get quantum on them.
Now,
Go quantum. Go quantum.
you know what I'm saying? So basically, when you have a mental breakdown, you then, all your neural nets in your brain separate. When you have that mental breakdown, if done properly, when you start to reconnect those synapses and that neural net, you can reconnect it better than it was before, better than your even original self. See, that was the main reason why LSD, a hit of LSD, is a felony. One hit is a felony. Because they realized, wait a minute, besides making you see things as they really are, because nothing is solid. So when you trip, everything looks like it's melting. That's the effect you don't get from shrooms. Shrooms are a natural hallucinogen. LSD is not natural. It intensifies that by quite a bit depending on what you got. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? But that's why everything you see it as it is. It's melting. It's running. Why? Because it is. They realize that your brain gets so open that different parts of your brain open up, that you have access to different parts, that you could literally reprogram yourself off of one LSD trip. One. One. Why do you think back in the day, a lot of those hippies, they called them hippies, and after the movement was done, Wait, you're a doctor now? Yep. You're a lawyer now?
Professor.
Yep. Why? Because literally they open their mind so often and put stuff in it. They weren't just sitting around like, oh, pretty lights, tracers.
Dude. I mean, and think about how Washington State became one of the weed capitals of the world because all the people who were doing it that were through college and graduated, becoming professors and all that good stuff, took their botanist skills up to botanical skills up to Washington
Oh
and the
yeah, they
UW
left
program
Cali.
and started. Yeah, left Cali and became some of the biggest growers out there, and created some of the greatest strands ever,
Yeah.
cannabis cup winners, all types, Northern Lights, all types of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and it's
But
because
again, all part of their soul birth contract.
right.
See, again, when you realize that that's what's going on, it put things in a completely different light because then it's like, well, damn, I can't get mad at you. You're playing your role. You were contracted to play this role
Yep.
in my life, so I got the message. So I learned the lesson. So my soul can evolve. So you had to be you. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why whenever I'm speaking on certain people, I always thank them. I thank them because basically they're helping me evolve to become better human being while I'm in this suit. Now, if I didn't, I would be rageful. I would have what has been coined as angry black man syndrome. And I've lived an interesting life. And for those of you who know it, would probably say that how Trav hasn't gone on a straight up Ted Bundy killing spree is mind boggling. Mind boggling. But I understand that all these people and all of these things are a culmination of what I put into play so that way I'm getting it right this time. This, it's taking it to another level now. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not just, I'll be back. Nah, I got other fish to fry and other quasars and other galaxies. We, the mission we riding on now, we got to ride on that somewhere else. Because guess what? In a different time, in a different galaxy, there's another Earth, just like this
There's
one.
another sky.
I mean, like a physical Earth,
Oh, you mean the physical Earth? Yeah.
just like this one. And it needs
But it's varied. It's not like this one.
no,
It's varied.
right. But I mean, souls are there to learn. They're
Yeah.
there as a learning spot, just
Well,
like
it's the same. It's the same. It's the same purpose, but the conditions are what makes it different.
right.
So the conditions are made different so that different learning experiences can be conducted. And in real, they what they need to call it? Not the soul contract. They need to call it the soul experiment.
They call it the grand experiment, or what they what some entities like to call it is the polarity experiment or game, because we live in a world of polarity. We do. Same line goes infinitely that way and infinitely that way.
Right.
But once we leave the meat suit, slide through a wall, why not? It technically doesn't exist. It's energy just like me, so there is no spoon. There is no spoon. But it's interesting when people first have that light bulb turn on. And like to witness that is crazy because like it turns on and then they start to look around like, whoa, oh wow. Like, wait a minute. Now it makes sense why this happened and why I remember this now and why that happened the way it happened. Because it was supposed to happen the way it happened. So that way you could be who you are. If you change one thing in your past, hence, and again, movies love to tell you about it here in this realm, the butterfly effect.
Right.
That movie is so deep on so many levels, it's not even funny. The
Right.
butterfly effect. You change one thing, small thing. 10 years from now, you're completely different. Completely different. Like that timeline just got jacked up. Now, mind you, you can speed up a timeline, you can slow a timeline down, but it's the same timeline. But when you alter the line,
Hmm.
it alters it from the back to the front. It's all fucked up. He was
Yeah,
all types of
because
jacked up when he saw his boy, and his boy was straight like Sinister. Like, what the fuck? Like, what happened to you, dude? Like, yeah, well, you shouldn't have did what you did. You shouldn't have interacted back yet because now I'm different now, and now I got to handle my business with you.
right,
That's the
and
cookie.
that's where we lose it at. We lose it because we don't know what we're messing with. Now, keep in mind when the universe was designed and these laws were passed down to those who were to cherish and nurture and develop these laws and to actually get them out. What ended up happening was that the information was infiltrated by those who put up a good guise to say we're worthy of this information. Well, no, you weren't. And what ended up happening from there is the manufactured reality that they were living, a part of which was holistic for them, became manufactured to recreate it and write themselves into that level of learning and knowledge.
Oh yeah, again, seeing that energy once created can never be destroyed, and seeing that a lot of people have been here since basically the beginning.
Facts.
Think about it.
Think about it.
So
Ooh,
at that point, you've got to think if we're on Earth 5 or 6, they keep rewriting the story. See, again, Gaia is changing. So we are evolving, but the universe is sitting back like, yo, this is different. Yo, not the people just aren't evolving. A planet is about to literally go to another dimension. Like usually, just energy can do that. We don't take whole bodies, planetary bodies, into another dimension. Universe, they sitting back like, yo, that's the big draw. I gotta be on that. I gotta get on that because that's just to say I was there. So when I get back, whatever, I don't care if I jumped off a cliff or jumped off a bridge back when the stock market crashed for the first time. I'm back on the mothership. I'm back at source chilling. Yo, I was on Earth, yo. I was
talk
there.
about it. Talk about it, man. What was it like?
Yo, man, oh man, you could smell and you could touch. And there were these things called like hamburgers and hot dogs and ribs.
Hamburger?
Yeah, dude, it's like some meat. Yeah, meat. Yeah, they eat animals there. I
Meat.
know it's kind of crazy, but
Meat? What is meat? You know what I mean?
but it's so that's why this place is so cherished by the universe. Which is why it's like, okay, there are those who basically are just control. It's all about control, right? So they want control. So they want to keep you locked in your meat suit. They don't want you evolving. They want you to keep coming back. Because if you keep coming back and keep reincarnating here, they can keep controlling you. Which is why they want you to go through certain rituals. Okay, you go to church. Church ain't a bad thing. Church can be a good thing for some people. You stay there too long, becomes a crutch, not a good thing. But why do you
Right.
think they go through certain, they call them ceremonies? They're fucking rituals.
Yeah, the
Why
rituals.
they want you to do certain things to keep you locked in your suit, so that way when it's time for you to go, you come right back. Got him. We got another one. And guess what? We used them once. We'll use them again till he figures it out.
Well, I mean, think about this though. Think about what's going on right now with this in this realm, and
Oh,
think about the things that everybody, this mass pharmaceutical experiment that's going on globally right now. Okay, and think about what has to happen to keep you here from ascending, from ascension, from spiritual, alchemy, and moving on to these different levels, these different trains of thought, these different mentalities. Like, why are people fucking batshit crazy, Looney Tunes, like a cartoon, can't think, can't complete a thought, can't stay focused long enough? You know what I'm saying? It's a squirrel,
no.
and and the next thing you know, you don't understand exactly what's going on, and you can't keep a thought to say. I mean, and then it's like the dumbing down process. Our mentals are numb from fighting so much, and then everything around us is calcifying our pineal gland, and it's preventing us from like really being as holistic and taking in all the minerals in the air, just all these different things that they're putting in place to control us through chemtrails and everything else. You know what I'm saying? GMOs and seedless fruits. Seedless fruit. Jesus, what the fuck is a seedless
Bro,
fruit?
I had to catch myself a couple years ago, right? I did. I had to catch myself. Like, what was I was eating an orange, and I'm like, the hell's wrong with this orange? Got seeds in it. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, wow.
Sky, they're supposed to. They did when you were a little kid. They're supposed to. You're actually eating a real orange, not a synthetic orange that looks real, tastes real, but is a GMO. See, people think GMO is like a drug or a chemical. Anything that is genetically modified organism is a GMO, literally. So all the fruit that you
Anything.
eat that is a that's supposed to grow on a tree, that's supposed to have seeds, that does not have seeds, that's GMO. You're eating a synthetic food. That's the biggest reason why the baby boomers couldn't adapt, and a lot of them still can't adapt to the medications of today because they came up, everything was all natural. Like you went to the store, the pharmacy, they prescribed you cocaine. I'm talking cocaine, cocaine. Yayo.
White lines
Vision dreams of passion running through
going
my
through my
mind.
mind.
And all
All
the
the
while
while
I
I
think of
think
you.
of you. Something like a phenomenon. The
Baby.
farmer, the, hey, the pharmacist in the background. Something like a phenomenon. Something like a phenomenon. I
Because
got
white
white lines
eyes blow
blow
away.
away.
But yo, but that's real. Like they would like if literally seriously they were like, yo, look, if your kid's teething, rub some cocaine on it. Teething, give them some
Your
morphine.
mom, your mom, your mom. Hold on, hold
Yeah.
on, hold on.
Which is
Your
why they
mom.
put it in Coca-Cola, which is why
Your
Coca-Cola
mom.
got so
My teeth hurt, ma. Pow. My teeth hurt, ma. I need some more of that cocaine stuff you got
I
there.
mean, so you have to look at it. Now all of a sudden, they're taking these pills and it's making them worse. Why is it making them worse? So now we're going to give you side effects. Why? Because your body is so used to natural foods, not GMOs, used to natural medications, not synthetics. So they're hitting you from all angles, and your body wasn't raised that way. Again, why
Bruh,
Generation X is so different because
bruh.
we're hybrids.
Do you not understand that I had infection in my tooth, and they gave me some infection stuff. They gave me some one of those Midol or some whatever that type of uh, pain medicine, and then they gave me some oxycodone.
Oh
Bro, I
yeah.
never took one. Bro, them motherfuckers is still up under my seat, bro. I did not take not one of them things. I was like, I could sell these and make a little change. But I said, man, I like look. I was like, taking one of these is an ultimate no no.
What to
And
do?
then,
Dude.
but hold on, watch this, watch this. Then, like months later, which is to this day now, they actually have this show on is it Prime or one of the new shows that's got Rosario Dawson in there, and it's talking about oxycodones. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm like, oh
Turn it.
wow.
Look, legal opium. That's all it is. I mean, honestly, you'd be better off just smoking it. Seriously. Seriously.
Shit, if that's what they do, but I'm not. Look, I'll stick to
Well, look,
look.
that's what
I'll
see
stick to
look,
my CBDs.
look,
I'll stick to my CBDs.
that's how they got Asians. See, the thing was the Asians were everything was smooth and everything was good. And then they introduced them to opium.
The British boy, they some bad
And
motherfuckers.
once because opium, you smoke it, it's gummy looking. And you smoke it like out of a hookah.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it gets you high, but it makes you oh, it's a literally your body just gets like you just lay back. Ain't gonna be no crime. Ain't gonna be no crime. You get too far going on that shit, bro. You lose your muscles start to atrophy. Look, 300-pound dude. You could push him down with a pinky, like bye, and he just like, ah.
Hey, the opium wars is real, bruh.
Dude. Look. Kind of funny. Again, history repeats itself. The opium wars, the heroin wars, the crack wars.
And
Hmm?
now the opioid wars.
So what? So
Matter of
what are
fact,
they doing? Recreating what's already happened in the past. Why do you think they're just now all these truths are coming out? Like, so if you don't think so and so's been here before, I'm gonna put this picture next to this picture, and you tell me who it is. And you're like, wait a minute, that's a black and white picture. That's an authenticated picture, but that they look identical
come
because
on,
they've been
bruh.
here. Because
Yo,
they've been here.
I saw one the other day, right? And you can Google this on YouTube, and it's when regular people look like famous people, and they showed this picture of Jay Z. They said you got 1,800 prohibitions, Jay Z, and you got new.
Dude, look, same lips, same nose, same face.
Everything. That was him. That was him, bro. That was him. That was him. I mean, we have to stop acting like it's so far fetched that we have already been here. We have to stop acting like the universe is so grand and creative that it does not create duplicates. Well, what the fuck are twins? Bruh, come on. I mean, the universe does create duplicates. So if it creates duplicates together, triplicates and quadruplicates and quintuplicates and all that shit, why can't it create somebody from this time, bring him back in this time, bring him back in this time? As
Looking the
long as it's
same.
right, as long as it follows and abides by its
The contract.
laws and its
Yep.
own rules. So it says that every 120 some odd years, I can bring somebody back and they'll look the same exact way. And, they may even have the same conscious, that they had back then. Or
Hence
it can
why your
be,
dreams. You had a dream. You can have a dream of like we're going to a speakeasy underground in a basement. Look at the dress. You wake up like, where the fuck was I at? Easy. you were you in a different timeline.
Yeah. And bro, you know, look, when I realized the real reality about that, when I had the vision, oh, bro, that changed everything. Changed everything. Everything? Everything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
But see,
I mean,
you decided to actually go. You decided to actually move on it. Again, it's like, okay, it's time to load up the vision into the ether. We're gonna load it up.
right,
All right. So, okay, who grabbed it? Okay, so we've got the people who grabbed it out the ether. Great. Okay, we've got takers. We've got takers. Who's going to go? Who's going to run with it now? And we know that to be extremely true because while we were evolving in hiatus, it continued without us.
yep, yep. Did you stop? Nope. Did it stop? Nope.
Nope.
Did you do it? Yep. Hey, I hey, uh, look, hey, I'm dead serious, man. Look, I actually call myself right. Here's watch this. One time I called myself like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this no more. Man, that shit got on my ass like a bad cold, riding me like a
Look,
fucking
like a really bad rash on your ass. Couldn't even sit down. Like, I got to move, bro.
hey, to quote the original G2, he says, "Man, that really chaps my
My
ass."
ass. Ah, ah.
That really
Facts,
chaps my ass. Cause I
facts.
mean, man, when I tell you that when you make the contract, you make the contract. It doesn't matter what other contracts you employ in this world. You already know that you're going to break a leg. You already know that you're going to be a star. You already know that you're going to be a bum. You already know that you're going to be whatever it is because you put all the key ingredients in it to make it that. See, in this realm on Earth 6, this is what Thomas is supposed to be doing. This is what Earth is supposed to be doing. This is what G1 is supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? On this Earth. But now on another Earth, I might be a piece of shit. I might be a fucking loose cannon. I might be
Gangsta,
fucking
gangsta.
I might be fucking gangster gang. I might
Look.
not.
Hip hop jihad.
Oh, I might be having a hip hop jihad right now.
Because again, look, people, that's why you'll get glimpses of different yous when your persona takes you to a different flow. Like literally, I shit you not, we're on the top of a building. We getting we handling our business on the chiefin. My man said, "I'll be right back." My man went inside, came back out, had his head rest on a book, and was like, "Yo, film this. This is a hip hop jihad." I was like, "Whoa!" The mood literally changed from to that was a different aspect. That was a different him that hopped into this timeline. That
Because
was
that was
the
ahead of his time. It's still nobody's ever said anything fucking like that.
no, no. See, again, we all have those parts of ourselves. That was the ultra super militant, which is why you were birthed into a military family, why you went in the military. Yeah.
Oh, it might be time for a hip hop jihad.
Bruh, it's been hot. Look, look, look. It's actually happening. We watched, we watched it happen together. We watched the hip hop jihad happen. We watched it. You know what that was?
What?
The rap battle between Kane and KRS-One.
Mm.
It shifted the energy to a point where rap is dying quickly. Hip hop. Hip hop. Okay, prime example. So I'm flipping through. Oh, let me check caffeine. If y'all don't know about caffeine and y'all into rap and rap battles and you're into the rap thing, you need to get on the caffeine app. Okay. First got on there, I'm like, yo, these dudes just be talking gun bars. That's what they call them. Gun bars. Click, clack, pop, boom, bop. Okay. Now you start to watch those battles, and dudes is actually in some shit. Like, ooh, 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 we split him. He split him straight through the Abdullah Oblongata. He got him. I mean, like, to the point now where the shift, the energy has shifted. One rap battle. You literally, the butterfly effect. You said, this is a hip hop jihad. Ripple effect. 2021. Thought it might have been a militant takeover, huh?
But they say it's gonna happen spiritually. It's not you having to do it. It's you putting it out there and letting it take form, and letting giving no credit to ego, but giving all credit to the experience.
Your contract stated that I need to step out of myself right now. So a different timeline me can step in real quick because, bruh, the shit was completely unexpected. And then all of a sudden to literally boom. And then you left it alone. But the ripple had already started. The wave had been started to manifest itself decades later. Or a decade and some change later. To now the shift has happened.
Yeah.
And we watched it happen live and direct. Watched it literally. Like, did we just watch the shift of this shit?
So contracts, man. So fucking contracts.
Bruh, that look, if I wasn't doing Gorilla and we didn't start Gorilla MMA, there's a certain clothing company that I'm not going to say because I ain't trying to have people come at me, or us for that matter.
Right.
But I gave somebody some advice because we were originators at that time. And that person ran with that advice. That company now is major, and they were just in a sporting event just here recently that was one of its best events ever. And yeah, all over having an animal with its mouth open in sports that no one had ever done before. How did you come up with that? What made you think about that? Like, what type of, are people scared of it? Just broke it down. They kept theirs a product. We've always lived the culture.
Always the culture. It's always the culture.
But they ran with the product. And to this day, that product is flourishing. But if I'm not doing gorilla, do they exist right now?
Nope.
Do you, again, part of my contract. I need to be a part of this to help this individual build this. Completely separate from what we are doing. But we all do it. We all give that piece, that this, that to somebody, and we don't even think about it. And then later on, it's like back before when you left and came back to visit Cali that one time when we were living in Bellflower, right?
Right.
I was talking to a guy about basically making what I called at the time a smart cage for MMA,
I remember you
where
telling
it
me about
would
that.
track your movements, how fast a punch, a kick, distance traveled, all of that stuff. Guess what now exists? PFL uses what I deemed a smart cage. They call it something different. It does exactly what I spoke about 15 years ago.
Why? Now tell them why. Tell them why, because they don't understand how it works. So explain the hopper. Explain the hopper to
All right, so basically,
them. Give them the hopper.
the hopper. Well, here's how things go in the hopper. Some people call it the ether, but some people call it the hopper. Basically, somebody has to speak it into existence. Someone has to put it in the hopper.
The
Once it's in
hopper.
the hopper, now someone can grab it. And again, whoever grabs it, a million people can grab it. Who's going to act on it? That's why certain things are invented by 5 to 10 people. Kind of funny how that works. How did 5 to 10 people have the same exact damn idea, come up with the same exact product, and they don't know each other? Because it's all in the hopper.
Or how about things that have been created like mass destructive tools? Now, once again, we talk about no good or bad. So
No.
think about the H bomb or the atom bomb,
Oh, yeah.
right? And how what was it? The Philadelphia experiment.
The
How
Manhattan Project.
everybody came up with the Manhattan Project. How everybody came up with different parts of it, and they got it through different experiences that they were going through that gave them the insight to be able to create it. Think about it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, think of it. Well, I'm going to start this idea, and it's going to be for the betterment of mankind. They put it in the hopper.
Put it in the
Well,
hopper.
somebody who decided that I'm going to do it for my pocket pulled it out the hopper, had the money, and said, well, you know what? Your idea is not as profitable. I'm going to use it for this. Hence, nuclear energy turned into a bomb. Atomic energy turned into a bomb first. It didn't start that way, people. It didn't start like, how do I make a bomb to drop on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? It didn't start that way. It didn't start that way. Look, the Atlanteans didn't say, you know, we're going to mess with these crystals and we're going to create nuclear power. And then we're just going to basically blow up our whole entire existence. We're going to do that on purpose. No, it was like, hey, this is some new science here we've come on to. We've stumbled onto this. Let's keep going. And again, curiosity killed the cat. They don't say that the bullet killed the cat, the dog killed the cat. No, curiosity is what killed the cat. What got Atlantis blown the fuck up was the fact that they were like, how far can we go? How far can we go with this shit? Like, come on. Think about it. History repeating itself. CERN ring
Hmm.
a bell? Atom Smasher ring a bell? See, Atlanteans had already figured out how to make dark matter. That's what wiped them off the face of the earth, sank them to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, or what is now the Atlantic Ocean, should I say. That's why people who understand that CERN is not a good thing. Because people,
Mm.
once energy is created, it cannot be destroyed.
Never. Never.
So if you create dark matter, what if that dark matter turns into a black hole? Now, we all know black holes suck up everything in sight. We don't know where it goes. We don't know if it's like a vortex and it just spits you out somewhere else, turns into a big wormhole. We don't know. Because if they did, trust me, they'd have been going back and forth with that.
Yep.
But see, that's why they call it the God particle. See, again, it's the greed. It's the let's see how far we can take it. Let's see how far we can go. Again, ask somebody who channels the Atlanteans. Ask somebody who's been here from that time period.
Right.
Ask people on Lumeria. Here's the illy. They wiped themselves out first. Went across Turtle Island and got on Atlantis and did the same damn thing again. Crazy how that works, ain't it?
See? But that was all a part of their contract, bro.
Yeah.
And it's all a part of the evolution of everything. See, here's the thing. Everything works in the benefit of everything else, whether we know it or not. You know what I'm saying? Look, as far as racism, right? Racism right now is one of those things to where it looks ultimately divisive. But given enough time, racism will bring everyone together.
Oh yeah. Oh
See,
yeah.
everything runs its course. You know what I'm saying? The Sahara Desert used to be an ocean,
Yeah. Very lush. Water everywhere.
but now look at it. The greatest desert out there, one of the greatest deserts out there. So everything runs its course and everything will, what goes around comes back around again. To quote Grand Pooba,
Real to real to real to real, y'all.
copy, 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 copy. We some hip hop heads. So look, hip hop jihad, you know what I'm saying, was an expression of the need to take back hip hop and restore it to its natural right as the culture, not the business that they keep attaching the name to. Don't attach hip hop to the rap business because hip hop is we're doing hip hop right now. This
You
is hip
are
hop.
hip hop. Hip hop is
You
a
are hip hop.
lifestyle. It is a
It
culture.
just like gorilla. Gorilla is a culture, and gorilla is a child of hip hop.
Hip is the knowledge. Hop is the movement. Go is the movement. Rilla is the way. I don't see any
Yeah,
difference there, people.
yeah. And actually, you could have said hip is the way, hop is the movement, and like you said, go is the movement, and gorilla is the way. You
Flip,
know,
flip to flip, and
yeah.
flop to flip.
I mean, this is because man, you have to understand, man, that this is a necessity. See, shit wants to breathe.
It wants to live. Nothing wants to die. Once it is birthed, why do you think the ego does everything it can to stay relevant in your brain? And it's only in
Right.
10% of it. It doesn't exist in the other 90% of your brain. I promise you, the subconscious doesn't give a fuck about your ego. It really doesn't. But once you start to do your shadow work and try to put it in its place,
Right.
it will struggle to live. Prime example, think of the Matrix and think of the Smiths, who knew if Neo wakes up and actually believes that they are going to die, their program is going to be eradicated. So, what did they do? They fought for their lives. They had to. Because, again, even a program doesn't want to get deleted.
Well, I mean, think about the train man. You know what I'm saying? And how everybody wanted to use him, the underground conductor, to smuggle programs out of the matrix into a different realm. See, a lot of different things, man, are gonna happen, and it's gonna happen because we're afraid, and we're curious, and we're stingy, but we want to find out more. All these things are going to happen because they have to happen in order for this to transition into the next phase.
Yep.
And this look, these rituals, all of these warlocks and these wizards doing things that they should not be doing with magics they know nothing about,
Poquito,
using black man's magic,
poquito.
using black man's magic, and you don't know what you're doing. No, no, no,
Well, you
no,
get
no,
greedy.
no.
It been good to you for so long.
Oh
So long
yeah.
it been good to you. But you gotta put it back in the box
Yep.
eventually.
And you can't. It's like putting the tooth. See, you don't know how. You see,
Put
you don't know how,
toothpaste
because
back in the tube.
right, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Yeah, I know you want to. I know you want to, but all you're creating is a bigger mess.
That's it.
The more you try. See, it'll never be the same, because even if you get it back in the tube, you can't put that toothpaste back on the shelf and sell it.
Nope.
Won't happen.
Nope.
It's not gonna happen.
Nope.
See, you put yourself out there now. See, listen, when you started fucking with our shit, when they started fucking with our shit, they did not realize, oh my goodness, there's gonna be repercussions. There's gonna be reciprocity that must be served. There's gonna be some get back. And we ain't gotta get you back. That's what the LA at the end of Gorilla stands for. Life awaits. Oh, it's
Oh,
coming back.
universe is going to boomerang your ass.
Look, it's
Trust.
coming for its pound of flesh.
You,
It's
you,
coming for its pound of flesh.
you broke a universal law. So the universe is going to get at you in its own time.
Listen, listen, listen. Everybody's tripping off of the rituals that Travis Scott did, right? When I watched all those people breaking the barriers and running in there, I didn't see a whole lot of us.
No.
I saw a whole lot of everything else.
Yeah.
So that's why the distraction of the week is Travis Scott slash Kanye. And if you didn't see the show we did on the last night, go to Earth and Sky Interactive on YouTube and give a good ear. Give a good ear. We gave you 2 hours of some solid good. And we're working on another 2 hours tonight.
Good, 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 good,
Good. I mean, nah, I gotta say it differently. Good.
good,
We gave him
good.
that good.
You heard?
That's how good it was. Because we understand it. Somebody's got to see the blessing, and somebody's got to interpret the blessing. Oh, it's deep, people. It's deep. We have soul contracts for a reason. Here's the one key reason why. Because we're as closely knit in this, oh, we're all the same, and we're all one big family, and we're all that. Man, listen, we are not all created the same.
No,
We're
no.
all different.
Yes.
And the faster we acknowledge our differences, the way further ahead we'll be, because we'll say, like, you know what? My bad. You white people ain't bad. You black people ain't bad. You Asian people ain't bad. You Latino people ain't bad. You just have your purpose. Go do you. We're gonna do us. We're gonna meet in the middle. And I'll bring what I got. You bring what you got. We're gonna meet at the table. We're gonna share this up. We're gonna divvy it because we're gonna have this intergalactic commerce going on. See, what was meant to be will happen,
whether you like it or not.
whether you like it or not. It's going to happen.
Because
That's
see,
why we're laughing at you.
for
We're
real,
laughing
like
at you guys.
you have your mission, but again, what makes this time so special is we are on a planet that
Cheers
has
to
its
you for
own
not listening. Go
mission.
ahead, Three. I'm sorry.
Oh no! You look, you telling them you need to wake up and listen. Get the wax out the ears. See, this planet has a mission because this is a living thing. This
A
is a
living
this
entity.
is a feminine energy planet. Why they call her Mother Earth and Mother Nature. Man uses time as a tool to measure, which is why they call him Father Time. So,
Because the two go together.
get it now,
Mother Earth
people? Do
and
you get
Father
it?
Time.
You get it
And
now?
what happens? What's birthed from Mother Nature and Father Time doing their horizontal polka?
You get it now, people? Is it making a little more sense to you? See, Mother is evolving. And see, Mother's going to do it with any of us on this planet. If nobody was on this planet, she's going to evolve with
I,
us or without us. Does
with or
not.
without
Thank
you,
you.
with or without your love, I can't live. With or without
And,
you.
she, and
Yeah.
she's doing her thing. Mind you, we've gotten so far away. You look at all the old cultures, the ancient cultures were so in tune with nature that every time the earth did its thing, they evolved with it. That's why you
Mm,
can't find Incas and Mayas and Olmecs.
mm-mm.
Why? Because they just went to a different dimension. They just evolved. Like, yeah, peace out. Damn, it looked like they just got up and left, but where'd they go?
They leveled up on y'all asses.
You see?
They
So this time, instead of the
I just
people
leveled up.
leveling up, Mother Earth is leveling up. So you can join her or you can choose to get left behind. Look here. They made the harvest, which is a harvesting basically of people who evolve, turned that into the rapture and made it a bad thing. That, like, you're going to wake up one day and, like, somebody who was actually on the right path, actually was pure of intention, actually was about doing right, just disappeared. And you're going to try to figure out where the hell they went. See, they made it seem like, oh, the rap. Look here, people. That's not. Look, they beat that. They lied to you. They hoodwinked you, bamboozled you to make that shit seem like, oh no, dude, trust me when I tell you. And here's the illy: when it happens, you ain't even gonna know. You ain't even gonna know. Just
just
that.
just like just like that dream. Like
Yep.
the only reason why I knew that I died in that dream is because I immediately woke up. And this wasn't one of those, this was like a smooth wake up. Like, damn, my man
Right.
died.
Like,
You know what? All right, I'm not gonna play this game tonight. I'm done for the night. You know what I'm saying? Let me go figure out something else to do. It was like what happened after Truman left the Truman Show. Everybody's like, all right, so what you want to watch next?
right. Like, what channel we changing to? What's our new favorite show?
he's
As
not
if
coming
it
back. He's not coming back for another season.
as if it never existed. Let's just move
Right,
on. Nothing to see
right.
here. No
Be, be,
Truman.
be, because why? Because we are so nonchalant about this world and this life. Like I understand why people choose not to go back into depth and to start doing the work so they can ascend to another level, because they get on this playground and they're like, yo, this is it. I made it to the playground. This is a big look. If you ever go back and watch like Star Trek, the next generation, there was one planet that they went to, and it was like a recreation planet. But they did the same storyline
Yeah,
for the original Star Trek too. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? They
People didn't
always
want to
do it to
leave.
where, yeah, they just go on leave. When they go on leave, they go to these planets where it's all about, you know what I'm saying, just like getting free and being free and maintaining your freeness to the point to where you never want to get back on that ship and fly off. You know what I'm saying? See, people made it here and like, yo, it was just that. And for some people, it's still just that. It's still a
Just that.
paradise. It's still Snoop Dogg walking on a fucking beach with a box of Coronas, passing them out to everybody. Like, hey, it's fucking Snoop Dogg, and he's got a Corona for me. All right, I'm gonna drink.
Friends, how many of us have
They must
them?
have them
Friends,
friends,
ones we
ones
can
we
depend
can
on.
depend
Let's be
on.
friends.
Friends. Friends is the word I use every day. Most of the time I use it in the wrong way.
But that's facts, people. That's facts, people. I mean,
That's what's happening.
you
So
know,
live and love, but don't do that love like, baby, mon chéri, boo 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 boo, boo boo
okay.
boo boo boo. No, that ain't love, man. That's that bullshit.
Here's
Get
here's
off,
my
hey, red man, get off that, get off that bullshit. Get off
here's
that
here's my parting
bullshit.
shot. Here's my parting shot. All right, look here,
All
people.
right.
I'm gonna say something to you, is and it's really real. It's really real. For those of you who get it, great. For those of you who don't get it, then I'm talking to your subconscious mind.
If you understood, would you?
Go ahead and actually live your life. Because, be honest with you, you can't fuck it up.
Get out my head. Give me the knife,
Nah.
please.
Damn, baby, you got a kicking silhouette. Brother Noomsy. Brother
Right there,
Noomsy.
brother Noomsy.
Give me the knife, Brother Noomsy. So again, once he realized he couldn't fuck it up, he was the chosen one.
He
He
was
was
the
doing
chosen one.
his whole purpose was to save the kid, to save the golden
Right.
child. That was his purpose.
That was
Once
his
he realized he
purpose.
couldn't fuck it up, he was like, "Oh, you want some old magic?" Like, I don't. Obviously, I'm here for a purpose, so I'm about to do what I got to do.
Right. So like Sky told you, you cannot fuck it up because you already wrote it to be successful. You wrote it to win. You didn't write it to lose.
But
You
see,
didn't
we're
write this to
programmed
lose.
to think we know what winning is. Your contract is your contract. So at that point, what's going to happen is going to happen. A lot of entities are leaving this planet right now. Why? Yeah, time. Why do you think they came up with the saying on borrowed time? Because basically, look, when it's time to go, it's time to go. I got hit by a car going 40 miles an hour from behind while walking. I'm still here. I needed a course correction. I got a really hard head, and if somebody would have tried to literally get in my face with a course correction back then, I'm a very nice person. I will put my jacket over a puddle for an old lady to walk across so she don't mess up her nice Sunday shoes. But back
Thank
then,
you, Shelly.
I'd punch your teeth down your throat also without even thinking about it with no remorse.
Nada nunca.
So I needed a course correction. And the easiest way for that course correction would be to take away certain things like that's out. There's no going back there. We took there completely off the board for you. Now get to where, now back to your regularly scheduled programming. How many people, y'all, out here, ask your friends, how many people do you know that have been hit by a car going 40 miles an hour while walking from behind and are still here to tell you about it? We see people get hit 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. They're fucking dead.
An amazing man who fell 500 feet while parachuting, hit the ground, bounced, and lived to tell about it. Remember that
Then,
commercial?
bruh, later on that same day, so and so drowned in 2 inches of water.
Come on, man.
Time.
You already wrote yourself out. That's a, that. Let me go ahead and say it, right. You already wrote your stupid ass out. You wrote your stupid ass out. Okay. You wrote your stupid ass out because you had to write a good exit and you didn't want to die like a chump because you didn't want to go back and be like, man, that's how you wrote yourself out? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I just had a hiccup and got caught up on an air bubble and I just couldn't get it out my throat. And just next thing you know, I suffocated. What? You died from the binges? You died fighting a shark, killed a shark, getting up to the surface of the water, got on the boat and died because you had air bubbles in your veins. What? Who writes themselves out? Hey man, your choice. Look, no criticism, no judgment from me. Me myself, I would have, at least killed the shark first and died from maybe choking on a steak or something. I don't know. But it's all about you wrote yourself out the way you wrote yourself out.
Just like
That's
you
the
wrote
beautiful part
yourself
about
in,
it. You wrote yourself out. You write your cell phone in, you write your cell phone out, write your cell phone in, then you make it all about.
Then you live it all about, baby. You
Then
do this thing
you
called
do the
life.
soul contract.
And you
That's
live it all
what it's
around.
all about.
That's what it's all about.
Hey,
Man, I'm
man,
done.
look.
I'm
Hey
done. I
man,
didn't
look.
bust them. Man, we didn't bust them. We didn't drop jewels. We didn't look 4 hours of classics.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. But look, all I can say is for those who catch up on this later on down the line, those who weren't in the place to catch it as it happened live, just know that this is not fake. This is us really having a good time and just conversing like we always do. This is a conversation we decided to bring to you guys and expose it to you and just let you guys in on it
21
to
years
entertain
ago,
you, if nothing else.
if technology would have been what it is today, 21 years ago, we would have been doing the same thing because we were doing the same thing 21 years ago, having conversations extremely similar, if not damn near identical, to the ones we're having with you. So, no, there is no script, there is no nothing. These are just our conversations that we have on the regular basis and have for multiple decades now. But we have technology, so we decided to invite you into the party.
Y'all might have to start checking this out. We're gonna go. You know what? We need to start going live on TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, dude, we look here, man. Look here, man. Like
What you say?
TikTok is look. Oh, TikTok has now surpassed YouTube in viewing hours.
Really?
How long has YouTube been in existence? The staple.
Damn
And
near 18, 15 to 18 years.
and TikTok is now the new kid on the block, and more people are on TikTok time wise than they are on YouTube now.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 16 years. I said 18. I said 18. No, I did say 16, 18 years. So yeah, 16 years. February 14, 2005.
And TikTok, a baby still. Goo goo gaga. Matter of fact, TikTok still got the binky in the mouth.
Right. Hold on. Let's talk about it. We're gonna do last little bit of there we go. Um TikTok? Stable release October 21. No, that's not right. Hold on. How long has TikTok been around?
Drum roll, please.
The name TikTok is meant to suggest a short format of videos launched in 2016 by the Chinese startup company ByteDance. Okay, so that's
5
what's
years
throwing me
old.
off. That's here's what was throwing me off. Here's what was throwing me off. Because Google had been around 16 years and TikTok started in 2016. So the 16 was throwing me off. So I'm like, no, that can't be. Let me check it again. That's why you had to go to the drum roll because I was not believing.
Five
5 years.
years. And more people watch TikTok now than they do YouTube.
Less than third of the time.
5 years.
Less than a third of the time. Let me repeat that, people. Less than a third of the time. You want a comparison? You want a comparison? I'll give you two. Kanye becomes a billionaire before Jay-Z, who brought him into the game, and Rihanna comes a billionaire before Queen Bee, who is the top female in the game. Hmm. You didn't know? It takes very short time. So when Gorilla blows up,
Yeah.
it only takes an even shorter period of time.
Yeah. I'm done.
You bastard.
I'm done. People, I'm done. We didn't went back to Kung Fu Theater. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We just took it back to the essence. I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, y'all know what it is, man. Look, hey, as we never went out early, man. We got to give them at least 2 more minutes, man. We got to give them
Oh,
2 more minutes of something. Oh,
we got peoples.
let's pay some bills. Let's pay some bills real quick, man.
So you're in the Atlanta area, Atlanta metro area, Atlanta proper. You know what I'm saying? In the surrounding areas. If you want what's really good, all natural products, some of the latest, greatest apparel wares that are out there. They still have a very limited amount, if I'm not mistaken, of World Series uh, posters that are authentic, numbered. So they are definitely going fast. So you definitely want to get there to Hustle Mart USA. We're going to run a little
Hustle
piece
Mart.
for them right now. That's
When you
right,
get
y'all.
there,
Hustle Mart USA. They got everything you need, man. When I say everything,
yep.
clothing, natural feminine products, no toxins,
Oh
ladies.
man, I have been using that charcoal toothpaste.
Bruh.
My mouth has never felt so freaking good. Like I almost don't want to mess up my mouth by using scope that I've got underneath my underneath my sink. That's how good it's been making my mouth feel. So and the oils, man, the smell goods. Oh my goodness, the smell goods. I don't care what flavor, what fragrance you like. They got something for you, man. I promise you. If you like my Rilla Sky said, if you walk into Hustle Mart USA and you don't come out with something, you never had any intention to buy anything. Just saying.
Yeah. Or actually, You could be a blind man and still smell your way into buying something up in there.
Hello.
You feel me? You feel
Hello.
me? Now, also in the same plaza, again, people, if you enjoy your tobacco, you enjoy your cigars, you really like a good stogie. Okay.
Stogie.
This spot literally has everything you want, all your tobacco needs, and it's not like a small little private shop where, like, a couple local guys go and the guy opened up the shop basically just so him and his buddies could have a place to smoke and chill. Then, you know what I'm saying? Just have a guys' night type deal. This is a lounge. And when I say it is a lounge, it is large. You could literally be there with 40 people, everybody doing their own thizzle, groups of 10, sitting there having conversation, smoking your stoves of all types of the finest tobacco products, all the accessories that you need and want to really, really boost your tobacco flow. They got it there. We're going to break into this one for Grand Fume. Or should I say Grande Fume?
Grande. Grande. If you are
Grande Fume.
Grande Fume. Yes,
So,
but I had a conscious cigar from there, man. I'm gonna tell you. Let me give me. I'm trying to remember her name right now, but the gal that works over there knows her stuff about cigars. Okay, she knows her stuff. She made a recommendation to me. I tried it out. Why not? When in Rome. So I tried it out. I finally smoked it the other day after a day of work. I had a little bit of scotch, some Glenlivet 14, and I just had that cigar after a day of work, and it was just like the ultimate relaxer, man. And now think about it, you can actually buy it there, get your drink there. You know what I'm saying? Do your namaste, your cigar namaste, and then turn around and have your cigar right then and there, and just enjoy it, man. So definitely, man, Grand Fume. If you're in now, once again, it's 5449 Suite A,
sweet A.
Riverdale Road, and that's in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's in the plaza. And they've got more things over there.
Oh, yeah.
They're growing.
Oh, yeah.
And I suggested, if you're in the Riverdale area, if you're in the Atlanta area, it's worth the drive. I drove all the way from Covington. From Covington, that's easily an hour drive. Up 285, up 20. Oh, on Donner, on Blitzen. Yeah, mules. So I got there, and you can get there too. Grand Fume and Hustle Mart USA. Talk to my brother Hustle Yusef. Okay? He's going to get you right. Guaranteed. Every time, all the time, man. He's
United
like
we
he
hustle.
says, united we hustle, divided we struggle. Think
On that
about
note,
that.
people,
Do you see? Are you not edutained? Hey, man, earth and sky unite at all times, man. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for watching. In the words of the immortal Russell Simmons, God bless and good night.
peace.
Peace.